Today we are making something electric and delicious. We're making butternut squash flatbread. It only requires 2 ingredients and it's quick and easy. So stay tuned. So the first step into making our flatbread is we're going to cut off the head of our butternut squash. We only need a cup of the butternut squash for the flatbread recipe. We're going to take the seeds out. We are going to input a piece of our butternut squash into some water. I suggest you boil it because you want to keep the moisture in, and usually when you bake it, it takes the moisture out of it. So we want it to be nice and moist, so when we're making our flatbread, it could be nice and chewy as well. So we're going to let this boil for 40 minutes or until it's al dente. We're going to stick a fork in it just to make sure our butternut squash is ready. And yep, it's ready. So we are going to use a cup of whole grain kamut flour. The reason why I'm using kamut is because it has less gluten and it is one of the oldest grains and it's kept its DNA since it was discovered. So to take the skin off of our steaming butternut squash, we're going to take a very sharp knife and just cut it off like so. If you have a peeler, you can use that as well, but I find that when you use a sharp knife, it is a lot quicker because my peeler was not working out for me. Look how easy it is. We are then going to cut this up and smash it up. So we have 1 cup of our butternut squash. We are going to input this into our mixture. But I absolutely love a little bit of salt and herbs in my flatbread. You can do it with just the squash and the flour, and either way it's going to be absolutely delicious. I'm just going to use a few dashes of our smoked sea salt. I'm going to put some oregano, some thyme, onion powder, dill weed, and these herbs just really enhances the flavor of our bread. Then mix it all together, make a nice dough out of it. Yes, it's a little bit messy, but it's absolutely worth it. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more of my kamut flour to my dough. It's very, very mushy. And I would say that would be an additional 1/4 cup of our kamut flour. We're gonna knead it, not too much, just enough. This is what our dough would look like. And we are going to lightly flour our surface area. Just so the dough won't stick on there. All right. So we're gonna take a nice little ball of our dough and we're going to roll this out nicely. Toss in some flour. All right, we're just going to flatten it out a little bit and we're going to let the rolling pin do the rest of the work for us. We just flatten it out a little bit just so it can keep its shape. On our rolling pin, a little bit of flour on that. All right, we're just going to roll this out nicely. Roll them as thin as you like it or as thick as you like it. We are then going to put a little bit of grapeseed oil into our pan, just enough to coat it. We are going to take our lovely flatbread and we're just going to let it cook. And we're going to do this on medium to low heat. Literally takes just a second for it to cook. And boom, it's done. Just like that. I'm just gonna top it off with some lovely guacamole.